Hello everyone and welcome back to Georgia Paper Crafts. This is Amber and today we are making 3 masculine cards. These cards are made using Honeybee Stamps, Car Show stamps and dies. So here I am stamping out 3 of the cars from the Car Show stamp set. If you're like me, you know at least one man that loves classic cards. Most men do. So this is a great set for them. And I'm stamping them just with some Simon Says Stamp Intense Black ink, as I'm going to color them in using my Copic markers. Now, to keep this video fairly short, I am not going to color all of them on screen. However, I will put the colors that I used to color them on below. So here I am going to color the Corvette, and I am using R39, R46, and R27 to color it. I usually like to go from darkest to lightest. I know that's not usually the way that Copic color specialists color, but that's the way I like to go. So I just like to kind of put the dark color in the areas that I think, would be the darkest, and then I just move into the lighter, leaving somewhat of a white space of the area that is going to be my highlight. So I'm going to just keep doing that here. I'll also look to color the wheels and some of the fixtures with some C markers. Actually C9 and C7. And once I am finished coloring this, and actually I'll color all of them, I will cut them out using the coordinating dies. The top car, just to let you know, colored in a blue color, and I used B39, 26, and 24. And the bottom one I colored in a green color, and I used G85, YG93, and 91. You'll see those here in a second. So now that it's cut out, I'm just adding some highlights using my white gel pen. I've also used some embossed paper. That was from Recollections. I'm using this die from MFT, this Love die. And I cut out some other pattern paper to go over it, but I really didn't like how that looked. So I am going to change that out to a different pattern paper. But before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and stamp on the sentiments that comes in the set. I'm sorry, I'm off screen here. And it says, "Love, you make my heart race." And I'm using another paper pad. This is from Recollections. Cut that out of the same die so that I can get the love letters. I'm going to go ahead and adhere to the card base, which is a standard A2 size card base. Again, I made it out of heavyweight cardstock that I have in my stash, I should say. I'm going to go ahead and adhere the letters. And I think this looks a lot better. You can see the ones that I cut out to the side. It was just too busy and I didn't like the pink, so I decided to go ahead and cut out this white one. It has little bitty hearts on it. I'm going to put the car above it. See how that looks right there. I'm going to use the flags, checkered flags here. I'm going to go ahead and stamp that. Use my misty to make sure I get a good impression in case I have to stamp it more than once. Using my VersaFine Onyx Black ink. I'm going to adhere this card. I'm going to pop this card up with some foam adhesive. This one could work for Valentine's Day, or of course it could work for any day of the year. I'm now going to bring in some just enamel parts from my stash. I'm just going to place them around once I get my glue unclogged. Seems like I have to do that every time. That one didn't want to stick. There we go. I'm going through here seeing if I wanted to add some more. I have some other kind of clearish pink ones, and I'm going to put them in the centers there. I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of these Nouveau Clear Drops. This, I don't know why I wasn't thinking, this is not the Nouveau Crystal Glaze. I guess I was thinking that I was using that, which is almost like a glossy accent. This would be more like for making enamel dots or anything. But I put it on here like I was using it to make kind of a glassy look, and it turned out okay. Didn't spread real well, but that's what I get for picking up the wrong thing and not really paying attention. But like I say, it still worked out all right. Gives it a lot of shine. I put it over the windows and over the love. Now moving on to the other one here, you can see the pattern paper that I'm using, and in case you don't catch it real quick, I will put all of it down in the bottom as to what I used. I'm using the same designs on both of these. The design is a very simple design on each. It has a matted solid color back sheet, a pattern paper coordinating sheet below, and then also another banner from some pattern paper on top of that. I'm going to heat emboss the sentiment Happy Birthday on both of these. This one here is going to be embossed in Ranger Copper metallic embossing powder. And again, I am so sorry I'm out of frame here. Sometimes just not paying attention real well. And this one I'm going to do the same. And stamp Happy Birthday, and this time I will heat emboss with some of the liquid platinum, Ranger liquid platinum embossing powder. This one I think shows up a little bit better than the other one, and I think the other one is just because of the pattern paper that I'm stamping on. However, I think they both turned out all right. I have to be honest and tell you, I'm not there we go. I moved it up. My gosh. Because I couldn't tell what I had done. I was about to say, what have I done there? So here I was going to stamp onto that, but the pattern was just too much, and you couldn't actually see what I was stamping. So I wanted to, I just went ahead and embossed this on a piece of navy colored cardstock, and it says you're a classic. And I'm heat embossing that with the Ranger metallic or platinum embossing powder. Then I'm going to go ahead and take some brown and do the same, because I'm going to do this for the other piece. Line that up and correctly there. I'm going to have to do it again. I'm going to emboss this with the copper embossing powder. Once I'm done with both of these, I'm going to just fussy cut them out. Just kind of, you know, not a straight line, but just kind of go around the edges of the writing, leaving a little bit of a border. I'll do that for both of them. Go ahead and put all of these together. Of course, I'll use my glue to glue everything down, one layer at a time. Put both the cards down. I'm going to adhere these again with the foam adhesive, just to pop them up. I'll glue the sentiment straight down. Had some white highlights with my light gel pen. I don't know what, I just randomly put them wherever I think it looks good. No method to my madness there. And that's pretty much it for these 3 cards. Here is a quick look at all of them. Thank you so much for sticking with me and watching me make these 3 masculine cards. I don't know about you, but I always need some in my stash. So I hope this gives you some inspiration and that you're able to make some of your own. Thanks for joining me. If you like what you see, go ahead and hit the like button and let me know which card was your favorite. We'll see you next time. Bye.